Ever since the very first Assassin's Creed game, fans have always wanted it to be set in a very specific setting. And for the longest time, Ubisoft has said that they never wanted to go down that road, simply because it seemed too much like a cliche. But in 2022, with Ubisoft Forward Showcase, they announced it. They said that a future Assassin's Creed will be set in Japan. And in today's video, we are going to be going through everything. But before we do get into the video, if you enjoy the content here and want to see a bit more from me, then make sure that you do hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every single week we're uploading the latest videos around all Ubisoft titles, which does include Assassin's Creed. So if you do want to stay up to date with everything, then make sure that you are following the channel. Getting back into the video. Ubisoft has finally announced that they are making an Assassin's Creed in Japan, and right now it doesn't have a title. It's in fact codenamed Red. And even though it's not going to be the next Assassin's Creed to release, it's still by far the most anticipated because fans have been wanting this for the longest time. For those that don't know, Assassin's Creed Mirage will be the next Assassin's Creed, set to release at some point within 2023. It follows a character which everyone is familiar with if you played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as it will be following Basim. But it will be set 20 years prior to the event of Valhalla, and will be set within Baghdad. Now, fans are very excited for the next title for what has been revealed so far. We do only have Ubisoft's word and only one trailer. Still waiting for gameplay at the time of recording this video. But from what has been revealed, it sounds promising because it's taken Assassin's Creed back to the original roots. But with all of that said, this is set to release in 2023. Fans are still looking further ahead to Assassin's Creed Codename Red, which is supposed to be the game that follows Mirage. So at the very least, as long as everything is on schedule, the earliest that we can see this game is 2024. But of course, there are a lot of things that can happen from now to the moment this happens. Now, even though it is still incredibly early, Ubisoft have already started to promote it. There is already a 20-second trailer. This gives us our first look at the new Assassin's Creed. And of course, as this is set in Japan, we knew that it was going to have a Japan setting, which we can obviously see within the background. It also confirms the return of the Animus and the narrative split between past and present. And of course, we can see the all-new assassin, who's wielding a one-handed sword, a hidden blade, and jet black assassin order robes. Everything that fans were really looking for. But this really is all the information we have as of right now. But that doesn't stop fans getting more hyped for Assassin's Creed Codename Red rather than Assassin's Creed Mirage. Of course, excitement is still there for Mirage, but it's just not the same. See, the thing is, Assassin's Creed has explored around 10 different locations over the last 15 years, but it has never ventured into Japan until what will be the future of Assassin's Creed Codename Red. But ever since the first couple of Assassin's Creed, fans always linked assassins to ninjas. And that's why they always hoped that at some point there would be an Assassin's Creed Japan, but Ubisoft never pushed it. In the early days, they were somewhat against the idea. They wanted Assassin's Creed to be its very own thing and not blend over with the likes of ninjas. Especially considering that the actual history of ninjas in Japan was way more mundane than the pop culture stories that we have today. Ninjas are not assassins, and this is something that Ubisoft have highlighted many times. They will put emphasis that ninjas, even though they did kill people, they were ultimately spies who were used to collect information, and they're not solely there as assassins. There was such a difference between a ninja and assassin just based on different cultures and how we see them, that in 2012 Kotaku did put together an article where it says Japan doesn't really want its own Assassin's Creed either. This was coming off a following article where it was Ubisoft talking about how they didn't want an Assassin's Creed set in Japan. This was 10 years ago, and since then a lot has changed. Ubisoft has changed as a game company, not delivering the same type of Assassin's Creeds. And of course, because they're not delivering the same types of Assassin's Creeds, it also means that the game franchise has also taken itself down a different path as well. Now, back in 2012, this was when I believe they were advertising Assassin's Creed 3. This was also the point in which people were really starting to push 3 main settings. This was World War II setting, a feudal Japan, and Egypt, which was also backed up by Alex Hutchinson, who said that these were probably the 3 worst settings that people could possibly think of. Because at the time, they were based in Assassin's Creed, and this could still be true to this day, but they were based in Assassin's Creed on locations, not actually characters or even the storyline. It wasn't until 2017 when things really started to change, and there were some hints that were out there to confirm, obviously not really confirming, that an Assassin's Creed Japan was in development and allegedly was supposed to release in over the next year. I actually don't think I need to say allegedly because of course we know that that didn't happen. But we are unclear for how long Assassin's Creed Codename Red has been in development. What we do know is that it is in development at Ubisoft Quebec, the studio behind Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed Black Flag expansions, and then went on to lead development of 2015's Assassin's Creed Syndicate and 2018's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And on average, we do know that it takes around 3 to 4, potentially even 5 years for a Assassin's Creed game to be in development. And it's likely at the time when Odyssey was in development, 99% of workers would be working on Odyssey, as that is the next title to release, with there being a very small percentage maybe even thinking about Assassin's Creed Codename Red or future titles or even expansions. And that's not necessary to say that it is for Codename Red, that could be for any Assassin's Creed title. As we already know, there are a number in the works. So if anyone was working on it back then in 2017, 2018, when we started to get these leaks to confirm that it's in development, it could be, but it's going to be an incredibly small team. It wouldn't have been until Odyssey was released where there would have been more people working on this title, getting it ready. And now, of course, we know that it's fully underway on development. And if it is scheduled to release after Mirage, with the earliest of 2024, we know that the majority of the team is now working on it. But all in all, I think this title sounds promising. Yes, there hasn't been too much that's been revealed so far, but just based on location itself, so many fans have wanted this for the longest time, and with fans wanting this, there's always been some back and forth between the fan base and Ubisoft. Ubisoft saying that it's not going to happen, fans saying why not, and then Ubisoft giving reasons, as well as even situations where Japan even said that they weren't too interested in there being a Ubisoft title around their country, about their history. But despite all the problems and everything that was listed, it's finally happening. There will be an Assassin's Creed Japan. And if everything is done correctly, this could very well be the biggest Assassin's Creed within the whole franchise. It does come down to this being the most anticipated setting that fans have wanted from the very beginning. But at the exact same time, that does come down to a very big if Ubisoft can get this done correctly. Because fans have wanted this from the very beginning, there is a lot of hype, there is a lot of expectation. There's hardcore fans which have been thinking about this from the very beginning. So that's built up. Their imagination of what this could potentially be has built up, and that increases players' expectations. So if it's not perfect on Ubisoft's end, it's just going to disappoint fans. It could still be one of the better games within the franchise, but it still doesn't fit what players are expecting. It could very well be a massive flop. But with all of this, as many titles that we talk about when it's years before any gameplay or any official information or trailers have been released, with this we just need to wait and see. The setting itself sounds promising, I think it could be good, we just need to actually wait until gameplay and more information gets revealed, but that probably won't happen until the release of Mirage. Because if they start to overhype Codename Red now, players won't buy into Mirage, they will just skip over it. So for the next year, we're going to see Ubisoft building up hype for Mirage, and then once that's released, that's when they're going to start teasing as well as revealing new information about the upcoming Assassin's Creed. But with all of this, this is everything that we know about Ubisoft's most anticipated Assassin's Creed title. I've listed out everything that we know so far, as well as some of the history based on what's happened in the past with a title such as this. Now it's your turn to give me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.